Hello, everybody. Double checking to make sure I'm recording. Yes, I am. Okay, good. Because this is second time around now. First time, I don't know what happened. I never know what's happening. Hi, welcome to Start Flurry, or welcome back if you've been here before. I've got some fun stuff to talk about today. I've been kind of away for a little bit because I've been busy on a little project, which I'm going to share with you in a bit. But first things first, perfume of the day is, I'm going to turn everybody onto this. It's a company called, this is not sponsored by the way, Zodica. This is their little packaging. Zodica, I guess it's how it's pronounced. Zodica perfumery, and they do scents based on your astrological sign. And the thing that intrigued me was the article that I was reading about this company, the woman, the owner, one who put it all together, said that in all her sampling, after all her research, that 90% in blind buying, 90% of the people were picking fragrances that matched their zodiac sign, which I thought was pretty darn interesting. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to take a chance. I think it was at Free People. I'll do a link below if I can find it. And the website does not do a good job of describing what's included in the scents. So I was just trusting that I was one of those 90% that was going to get the right one, and I did. I love it. It's got kind of a tea thing, so it comes in a little pop up. Like if you're familiar with Scentbird, it's a little. So this thing comes out. It's like a little travel vial, and then you twist it and it goes down. It's got the little astrological sign on the end of it. And it's just the cutest little thing. And I was going to read, so included in the packaging is this thing that says the scent guide. So I'll read you mine. And if you're interested in what's included in yours, if you can't find it online, just leave a comment below and I'll read and send you a message. So in the Aquarius, the keyword they have is Moxie. And the fragrance notes are verbena, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, verbena, cardamom, bergamot, violet, muguet, white fir, and patchouli. I will tell you that to me, it's got a real tea aspect to it. Then maybe that's the white fir and the bergamot. I'm not sure. I'm not getting the muguet. Well, yes, I am. Now that I'm thinking about it, I did get a whiff of that. Patchouli, not so much. So, anyways, if you're interested in what your zodiac scents are, or the notes for the things, let me know in the comments, and I'll get back to you. But it comes in the cutest little packaging with a little charm on it that says Aquarius. For me, it says Aquarius. God, itchy nose. So very cute. Highly recommend. And like I said, I'll try to link it down below. Second thing that's really cool is I've always wanted to be a journaler, but I'm not a journaler. I'm intimidated by a blank piece of paper because I just don't know what to write. So I saw this. I was influenced on Instagram, I think. This is a 5-year journal put out by Rustica. Here's the back. Rustico. And I think they're known for their leather works. Anyway, so it's a 5-year journal. So each day has just a few lines, and then the years are blank, but they've 5 years per page. And then at the top is a little prompt. And so you can write, basically you don't have to write a whole lot. A couple of lines is all they give you room for. If you want to do more, if it prompts you to do more, then you can probably do, a separate whole journal thing. But for someone like me who just wants to jot down a few things and feels intimidated by doing that on a big blank page of paper, then this is just a cool idea. And I'll share with you some of the prompts. Let's see, before I got it. So for April 16th, the prompt is someone I love to laugh with. April 17th, something someone did for me recently. April 18th. Something life would be sad without. So it's just these little teeny prompts that tell you that just give you something to write, and then you keep it. There's room for 5 years worth of entries, which is kind of fun. I put this. It doesn't come with a pen loop. I put this on. You can get these on Amazon. But anyways, I highly recommend. It's so far I haven't missed a day yet. I'm very excited. So my story is this. My project is this, and it kind of goes with the story. So I was watching. I've really gotten very fond of Toadstool Tarot's channel. The gentleman there's name is Robin, and he does these pop-ups every once in a while. These pop-up lives, and he likes doing VRs to things. So I was watching one of his VRs. I don't know if it was 21 Questions or one of those, but he got talking about, number one, he got talking about his own deck that he created, which I thought was really cool. It's a majors only and hand drawn, really cool. He shows it quite often, and it's really cool to see. And he mentioned when he was talking about it that it reminded him of the book Harold and the Purple Crayon. And I was like, oh my God, that was like my favorite book growing up. Absolutely my favorite book. And so favorite that I went after it with my very own purple crayon one day. I was probably old enough to know better, and I remember thinking, I think I screwed up. And I was waiting for, I don't know what I drew in there, but I think I just, added my own take or whatever on it. And when my mom saw it, I thought, I'm in trouble now. And she just thought it was great. And I never really believed her. I was thinking, I'm in trouble, but she's just being nice. Yeah. Okay. But imagine my surprise upon cleaning out she died and then my dad died. And I was cleaning out my dad's gigantic storage, and there was this box in there that was full of really kind of precious things. I think it was a box of the precious stuff. And some of her sketches were in there. Some of her journals from her travels were in there. And these are things that she and I both thought were long gone. I think she thought she lost them in the move or something like that. But she had, I've got a couple, well, like for instance, this painting right down here was in there. It's not, can I get out of the way of it? There we go. She actually did that up at we had a family mountain cabin up on little hovel up on Mount Hood, and she did that just outside the window. But it was kind of more practice. She was really, really good. She preferred sketching. This here was not her normal thing, but she was really good. Anyways, but imagine my surprise when I look in this box and I found some other stuff too, and I'll share that with you some other time. But in that was that she had saved that book that I'd marked up with my purple crayon. Harold and the Purple Crayon with help from Nancy's purple crayon. So I thought that was really special. Anyway, so hearing Robin talk about it just blew me away, and also kind of that combined with him talking about his own deck, I was like, I can do that. I could make a tarot deck. I mean, I don't know that I'm not brilliant at tarot. I say that quite often because I'm not. I've been chipping away at it for a couple of years, but it's still, I mean, I know more than I think I do, but I'm not an expert by any stretch of the imagination. But I thought it would be an interesting, what's the word I'm looking for? Project to do this, to see, not to test my skills, but just to put them to good use. No, it's solving world problems here or anything, but putting it towards an effort for me to understand. Anyways, so I thought it would be a fun project, and I never think of myself as that creative, but I'm kind of creative. I do some photography. That's my photograph right there, and then I've got another one back here. This thing right here was a photograph that I took, and then I treated it to make it look like a canvas, and then I blew it up and I sent it to, I don't know, Canvas R Us or one of those websites that they framed it and blew it up and sent it back to me, and I just love it. And so there it sits on my hearth, And I've got a couple other things that I've done that are around. I really like it, and I'm thinking, well, okay, I'm a little creative. I used to be in the dark room quite a bit when I had access to one in high school and in college, and I can remember kind of going down into the dark room, just coming out 8 hours later, just kind of whacked out from being in the zone for so many hours. So I'm capable of that kind of intense creation, but I haven't done it for a really, really long time. And so to make a tarot deck was going to be a challenge. And so I'd ordered these little cards. Oh shoot, these little cards, they're blank, and I got them I think from U.S. Games, and they're cheap. They're like 500 for $6 or something like that. I may have my numbers wrong, but something to that. It was inexpensive. So, and it's not great cardstock. If you're going to sit down and review this deck, that's the first thing you'd attack. So it's nothing special. And it's not quite finished because I still have, right at this point, the backs are still blank. So I want to do something with the backs, and I think I am going to laminate each card so that I can actually think about maybe shuffling it or at least preserving it in some way. So I'll laminate it and then have to trim it all around the edges and then corner around it. That's on my to-do list tomorrow. But so this, what I'm going to show you, I'm going to show it to you because I'm so excited about it. Is about 2.5 days worth, 2.5 full days and nights of work. And my brain is just fried from this because it's just kind of intense thinking about what's going to work, what's going to fit on this little card, what's going to convey a message that is somewhat related to the tarot thing. So anyway, before I forget, I'll probably say this at the end, but I want to say it right now too, is I want to thank Robin at Toadstool Tarot for showing his deck and making me brave enough to make one for myself. Now, what I decided to do is since I'm not really a sketcher and I wasn't really sure how these cards would take to inks, I just decided to do... as much as I bang on collage decks, this is kind of a collage, but not really, because there's only a couple of cards that actually use more than one image. Most of these are just images that I got out of the magazines that I had lying around. And that's been really fun, is kind of going through and looking at, rather than looking at the articles, you're looking at all the graphics around those articles. And that's they differ from magazine to magazine. It's really interesting. And then seeing one, there were several that I went, oh, that's 4 of Swords. Oh, that's 7 of Wands. I mean, it's just so interesting that you can kind of pick those out. So that's kind of how I did it. I just kind of started willy-nilly. In fact, I think I started with the Fool because I felt that was appropriate and I had an image for it. But then the rest was just, hit and miss depending what I had. And then late last night I went through and figured out what I didn't have. I knew what I had. This is what I need. And so this morning I finished it up for this morning and this afternoon, and I'm going to show you the first parts of it. So I just want to make sure I'm still filming. Okay, good. Because like I said, I recorded this once, and then come to find out I only recorded like the last 5 minutes of what I was talking. So I try to move this along because I am going to show you. I don't have the ability yet to do an overhead shot, otherwise I would do that. So I'm just going to show each card to the camera, and I hope it doesn't get too long-winded. You can fast forward too. Put it on 2.5 times fast. That'll make it go fast. Okay, so here's the Fool. Oh, this is better because I was doing it during the day earlier and I had a lot of reflection. So the Magician. I love this. It's like a fruit punch of magic that has this little spigot. You just open it up and it comes right out. I saw that and I was like, that's got to be I was struggling with the Magician, and then I saw this. I was perfect. So, and remember, these are kind of my more kind of on the simple side of interpretations. So this is not the Ritual Tarot by any way, shape, or form. But it was a good test for me, I think. So I'm calling this Papesse because I didn't have room on the card to write the High Priestess. But so this is the Papesse, and I love her stare. It's just like this knowledge of and seriousness and mystery in her face. It was perfect. This is probably my favorite card, the Empress. And that's you can't tell, it's kind of dim lighting, but that's a baby's head. So she's holding a little baby. I just think her face is just beautiful. Empress. The Emperor. Woohoo! The Hierophant. And it's interesting because you know how sometimes you'll get a deck and it'll have extra cards in it. Now I know why. At least I don't. In my case, I just didn't know I had the one already. So this was that last Hierophant was the one I did today. This is the one I did yesterday. I like the first one better, but I like this one too. Oops, sorry. Less cards here. Okay, the Lovers. The Chariot. It's kind of hard to tell. That's a truck. It's a Mack, front of a Mack, kind of a Mack truck in the moon. Chariot. I have 2 chariots, actually. Here's my other one. Both with no reins, I might add. Strength. This is one of my favorites, the Hermit. So up on top it says, left to exist in peace. That was just by accident. There was a lot more words on that text, but the way I cut this is just left those. And then I added the little light, just, you know. I feel like I need that symbology on there. Fortune's Wheel, also because I couldn't fit Wheel of Fortune on here, so I did that. So it's just, you know, we're not always at the top of the wheel, so this guy's definitely at the bottom of the wheel right now. It's a tipped over car. I don't know if you can, how well you can see that. Justice. With his, I'm not sure if they're rose-colored goggles or whether he's blind to justice, but I just love that one. The Hanged One. Death. Temperance. And I actually had ripped this by accident, but then I started looking more into temperance and realized that, you know, temperance isn't perfect. It's you know, mending by bringing 2 things together, so, or creating something by bringing 2 things together. So I felt, I'm going to leave that in. I think it's kind of cool. Temperance. The Devil. The Tower. This was a latecomer. This was hard to find. Star. And my just my fonts are just for a label maker. Pretty simple. The Moon. This is one of my faves. The Sun. Man with his son on a kite in a field. Protected. This is another one of my favorites. Judgment. And again, these were all just out of magazines I had lying around the world. Milky Way. Then, so that's the majors. And then let's get into the minors. Ace of Wands. We should try to, where are we at here? Okay. Try to move this along. Oops, 2 of Wands. I have a couple of 2 of Wands. I just thought this was so funny. It's a classic. 3 of Wands. Movement. Embarking, as Lisa Papez would say. 4 of Wands. I just love, I don't know if you can see the expression on her face. She's just full of love and warmth and everything. 5 of Wands. 6 of Wands. 7 of Wands. I love that one. 8 of Wands. Oops. Yeah. 9 of Wands. I went back and forth about this one because of the weapon. I didn't really like it, but he's got, the other thing he's got at his back, which I really like, is a baseball bat. So, protection, you know, struggling to protect the wands that he has. 10 of Wands, the burden. They're handling it, but it's a heavy load. You just tell on their faces. Page of Wands. Knight of Wands. I just love this guy. Queen of Wands. I'm not quite sure how she fits in, except that I just loved her so much I had to include her somehow. So I made her a queen because I get to do that. Oh, and here's another Queen of Wands. I had 2 Queen of Wands. I like this one too. And King of Wands. And then on top here, this was just scripting that happened to be left over, and I didn't really notice it until I cut it out. I didn't cut it specifically for the words, but on the top it says, "On fire soon," which I thought was kind of poignant in this day and age for the King of Wands. So Ace of Cups, 2 of Cups, 3 of Cups, 4 of Cups, 5 of Cups. I just love that image too. 6 of Cups. I just thought that was so cute. 7 of Cups. Plentiful. 8 of Cups. And here was another rip that was unintentional, but when I put it together, I thought, you know what? Yeah, something's broken. Yeah, we're going to leave it there. Walking away. 9 of Cups. Also one of my favorites. Some kind of pastry. I don't know what they are, but they look lovely. 10 of Cups. My little Page of Cups. Knight of Cups. That's another one of my favorites. Just love this kid. Moving along. Queen of Cups. You know, just what's so much fun about making your own deck is you love every card. You know? King of Cups. This guy came out early. I was like, okay, I know exactly who you are. I just love him. Ace of Swords. Oh, a little bit out of order there. 2 of Swords. I love the black and the white moth. And the air, of course, sign. 3 of Swords. I didn't want to do the heart with the swords, so this came close, this one here. Just her dress is almost a heart-shaped red, and then the fork I thought was pretty cool. Obviously a pained expression on her face. That's my 4 of Swords. This one came out this morning. And I just love that. And this one came out yesterday. It's funny how they just kind of pop out at you. I just love that though. I love this one too. 5 of Swords. This was actually one whole image, but of course it was too long or too wide to fit on the card, so I broke it into 2. But it's like, oh my God, what have I done? You know, oops. Do I regret what I did? I'm not sure. 6 of Swords. This is the only card I'm kind of questioning, so I think I'm going to go back. I really struggled with this card, but I like the fact that he has the paper hat in the shape of a boat, and kind of that questioning look, like, you know, where am I headed? What am I doing? 7 of Swords. 8 of Swords. Kind of exhausted. This might be controversial, and this is my 10 of Swords. I know people don't like the 10 of Swords, but I will tell you that I look at the 10 of Swords as, oh, thank God we're done. It's over. End of story. Let's pull up the glasses. Cheers. Goodbye to whatever it is. Not all 10 of Swords have to involve blood and guts and swords and stuck in bodies. I tend to look at the 10 of Swords as a celebratory end. I may differ from the RWS on that, but c'est la vie. 9 of Swords, anxiety. This is another one of my favorites. I just get my fingers out of the way here. Page of Swords. I just love that he's kind of like, don't, you know, watch what you say, you know, just be careful. Self-editing. Not that the Page of Swords is very good at it, but I think he's trying, so that's good. 9 of Swords. Can't really explain this one except that I love this guy and I wanted to include him. And I love that he has his skateboard ready to roll. Queen of Swords. Actually, I have two Queen of Swords over that. And then this, I think this is a swan. I just thought this one I did yesterday, and then the last one I did this morning. And the King of Swords. I love him so much. He just looks like totally got it together. Totally don't even mess with me. Ace of Coins. I really like this image because it kind of, I think of the big city as, innovation and success and moving forward and blah, blah, blah. And then in the forefront, just, the staying grounded part of that whole thing. That this is not that far away, but you need to respect where you come from and where you're headed. So I really like this image for that. Two of Coins. I love this. They're obviously trying to figure it out and have no idea. So I really like that image for that. Three of Coins. Really cute. Trying to figure everything out here. Cards flying all over the place. Four of Coins. I just thought this guy just looks totally miserly. Five of Coins. I particularly like this image because really she just looks in despair, and yet her whole world would change if she just opened up those curtains right at the touch of her hand. Six of Coins. I thought this one came out really early. It's kind of like the giving and receiving. We give the birdies food to eat, and they give us beautiful songs. To trading kind of back and forth of joy. That's one way I like to look at the Six of Coins. It's not always about just giving to those less fortunate. I think it really is a circle of giving and receiving. Giving when you can, receiving when you need. Seven of Coins. I love her. She came out this morning, and then this one came out yesterday. So I really like him too. It was funny because I was like, oh, you already have I have a weird hair here somewhere. Oh my God. Sorry about that. Is it a cowlick? What the heck is that? There we go. It was funny because I was like, I already have a Seven of Coins. I don't need another one. And then I was like, well, hell, it's my deck. I can make two if I want. So I did. Eight of Coins. I love this. I just thought this is a great image. Like a welder or something. Nine of Coins. Beautiful garden. 10 of Coins. Solid, built, sturdy. Page of Coins. Young, studious, disciplined, learning. Knight of Coins. She's a firefighter. Queen of Coins. Oh, it makes me want to go get strawberries. I had some the other night. They were so good. Ugh. And then King of Coins. I actually have two kings too. I love that image, but I also like this one. I'm not sure which one's gonna. Maybe they'll both stay. I don't know. So that's my deck, and I'm so excited about it. And I want. I hope that other people try this as a just an act of study, and show them off because I just think they're super fun. And when I get my backs done, I'll probably do another walkthrough because when I get the backs done and the lamination done, because that'll kind of change the look of the deck. And I need to come up with a name because I haven't named it yet. She's a Think Chucky deck with terrible cardstock, but we're not going to talk about that. Anyway, so that's my day today. Thank you so much, and thank you again to Robin at Toadstool Tarot for giving me the inspiration to do this. I appreciate it very much, and I love your channel, and I love watching your pop-ups. So keep it up. Thanks so much. That's it from here, from Star and Flurry. Take care, everybody. Have a great one. Bye.